How we doing, everybody? UFC Thoughts here, and I'm going to be recapping UFC Vegas 102, Cannonier vs. Rodriguez. It wrapped up about an hour ago. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is my second time recording this. The first time I recorded it, my headphones weren't plugged in. So I'm going to, I can't say that in the first minute. I'll say it later, out of context. I did well on picks. I went 8-4. I missed on the main event. The main event streak is over, but I ended the co-main event curse, so there is that. Speaking of the main event, let's get right into it. Jared Cannonier versus Gregory Rodriguez. Badass fight. Fucking badass. This fight was badass, dude. Jared lost the first round. Greg, we're going to call him Greg from now on. Gregory Rodriguez. His name is Greg. Greg dropped Jared bad. Twice bad in the first round. Kind of short right hands, just catching him at the end of the punch, and Jared kind of just dropped down to the ground. Gregory clearly won the first round. Jared was doing some stuff at the end of the round that you could definitely see how he'd be able to use it to implement into his game to win the rest of the fight. The second round, Greg slowed down pretty well. Jared clearly won the second. Gregory just wasn't landing enough to seal the round for him. He was actually kind of getting tagged up. The third round, dude, Jared started to get tagged again. Gregory was winning the entirety of the third round up until the last, 30 seconds. Gregory was landing his jab more. He was throwing his body kick again. He was landing very well, cutting off the cage very well. He wasn't on the back foot as much. He was actually pressing Jared. They get into a clinch exchange. Jared elbows the fucking piss out of Gregory Rodriguez, drops him to the ground, ends up following up. Honestly, you could argue he could have stopped it there. Landed 12 unanswered shots on Gregory. End of the round, Gregory clearly concussed, had no idea where the fuck he was. It took him 10 seconds just to get back to his fucking feet. Jared goes back. Round 4 begins. Gregory just doesn't want to be in there anymore. He's still rocked, still is very hurt, and gets dropped with a body shot and subsequent headshots. Great win for Jared Cannonier. Bounce back. Good comeback win for Jared Cannonier. This is not a, what was I going to say? Fraud checking performance of Gregory Rodriguez. He still looked very good. And let's not forget, people forget, man. Jared Cannonier won 2 rounds off of Caio Borralho and arguably 2 rounds off of Nasruddin Imavov in just his last 2 fights. Let's calm down on how bad Jared Cannonier is. He's still very good. Gregory Rodriguez still needs some stuff to work on, his cardio especially, and just his openness in certain pocket exchanges was very worrying at moments, and the elbow, of course, dignified that. Great win for Jared. I think that his next fight will most likely be the winner of either Alan Hernandez or the winner of Dolidze Vettori, especially if it's Dolidze, and especially if it's Hernandez. I think that they're still going to make him fight down. Let's not forget, Gregory was not ranked. He was an unranked middleweight. They were kind of just throwing him up to the top of the ladder to see if he'd win. And Gregory, you could do him versus fucking... If Michelle loses to a bus, you could do that. Or you could do Gregory versus Andre Petroski. That'd be a solid fight. Or you could do him versus maybe Edmen as well, other middleweights that won on this card. Or you could also do him versus Bo Nickel. I think that fight would be sick if Bo Nickel does have a fight at 314, which it seems like he does. He says that he does. That fight also makes sense. But yeah, Gregory Rodriguez, very entertaining still. Still the man, in my opinion. He just kind of got thrown to the wolves. He's still 32 years old. Still has time to improve. We move to the co-main event. Calvin Kattar versus Youssef Zalal. Youssef Zalal won the first 2 rounds. Moved laterally. His lateral movement literally killed all of Calvin's offense in the first 2 rounds. Youssef was running the entire time, but outstriking Calvin, kind of outboxing him. His jab looked really fucking good in the first 2 rounds. Round 3, he kind of just stopped. Calvin kind of threw caution to the wind and kind of just ran at him, throwing shit. He won the 3rd round, Calvin, but he did literally jack shit in the first 2 rounds. He started to find his range at the end of the second round, but it was 2 moments too late because he had like 2 solid moments in round 2, but Yusuf had like 12. So, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, Yusuf clearly won this fight. New top 10 guy at featherweight. We have some new matchups you can make at the top of that division or in the middle part of that division, rankings-wise. Calvin, I don't know what you do with him at this point. 4 losses in a row. God damn, man. Yusuf, you could do him versus the call-out he made, Ortega, or you could do him versus Allen. I think that fight would also be kind of badass. But Arnold did beat Giga, so I don't know if he should fight down. Maybe Aljo. Or Aljo probably wouldn't take that fight. He's more of a legacy kind of guy. I don't know. Maybe. Weird performance, though, as the fight went on. Yusuf Zalal looked like a world beater in the first 2 rounds. He looks like a bitch to deal with. Striking-wise, he's just kind of like all over the place, running around the cage. I can't imagine what he'd look like in a bigger cage. At Edmonton, we saw what he looks like in a bigger cage. In the Apex, it's a smaller cage, so he kind of just like runs around, and people still can't catch him. The bigger cage is going to be a bitch to deal with, especially with in-person venues. Yusuf, good win, man. Calvin, I miss you, buddy. I miss you so much. We move. I miss you, buddy. I miss you so much. We move to the featured fight. Edmen Shahbazian versus Dylan Budka. Dylan's ass. Cut him from the sport, please. He's so bad. Edmen clearly was going to knock him out. If you picked Dylan Budka, you're stupid. All right, I can confidently say that about you. You're dumb. You're a terrible predictor. Dylan Budka is dog shit at fighting. Just was swinging with his eyes closed, swinging at ghosts. Edmen was catching him pretty often, and then Dylan threw the soyest double jab. He was like, and then just got countered with a right hook, a right straight. Edmen slipped and countered, and then left hook. And Dylan was like, he got the sonic rings knocked out his fucking head, and he was like, and then he hit the ground, and he was like, and then Edmen knocked him out. Good win for Edmen Shahbazian. When he fights cans, he looks like a fucking world beater, but put him against a guy with a cardio and some and some wrestling. Good wrestling. Not Dylan Budka wrestling, but good wrestling. He'll die. Good win for Edmen, though. We love seeing Edmen win. Dylan, cut his ass, please. We move to Ismail Bonfim versus Nazim Sadikov. Weird fight for as long as it lasted. Ismail Bonfim looked really fucking good for the first 4 minutes and 15 seconds of this fight. Nazim approached the fight with a Philly shell type of defense, kind of rolling with every punch. Ismail was getting through it almost every time. Nazim was kind of whiffing on everything he was throwing at Ismail. Ismail kind of moved out of the way of everything until, like I said, like 45 seconds left in the round, Nazim lands a question mark kick right on Ishmael's eye. It was like with his ankle almost. He fucking flung it up and doinked him. And all momentum Ishmael had went out the window. He got hurt really bad, and Nazim just bum rushed him, lands a bunch of shots, clinches him, ends the round. Stole the round with the question mark kick, hurt him really bad. Ishmael goes back to the corner. He tells the doctor he can't fucking see, which, you fucking dumb? You stupid? What are you, stupid or something? Fight gets called off. Nazim wins. He had a great moment, but up to that point, he was getting pieced up. Nazim Sadikov, 3-0-1 in the UFC, unbeaten, has 2 doctor stoppage wins in the UFC. This is like UFC 5 shit. We never see this ever. It's rare you even get doctor stoppages in the UFC. He has 2 of them, and they're both wins for him. So, cool for Nazim Sadikov. Hopefully you're more active, bud. You're entertaining Ismail Bonfim. Go fuck yourself. We move to the start of the main card. Rodolfo Vieira versus Andre Petroski. Andre won rounds 1 and 3. Kind of clobbered Rodolfo with like a check hook in the first round, kind of dropping him to one knee. It was a bad visual. Landed similar to him. That's what gave him the first round, was the drop. not a knockdown. It's not a drop. He hit him like on the side of his head, and he kind of took a knee when he was shooting for a takedown, and then got up and kind of looked a little shaky, which gave him the first round. Adolfo won the second round because he landed better shots. He was landing his jab very well in the second round, and then he forgot about it entirely in the third round, and Andre landed better than him in the third. So, yeah, good win for Andre Petroski. Honestly, getting an underrated, unranked middleweight resume is Andre Petroski. Adolfo Vieira, Josh Fremd, Gerald Mearshart, Wellington Turman, Nick Maximov. Oh, boy. And then a bunch of nobodies. Dylan Budka. That shitter, dude. I just called him dog shit. Underrated middleweight resume. Shut the fuck up, you. Dude, holy shit, I'm stupid. Good win, Andre. That's an underdog for me. I don't hit him often, but, Adolfo, he didn't do enough in the third round. I saw this MMA guru say 30-27 Adolfo Vieira. You're on fucking crack. You're on dick meth if you're fucking thinking that. We move to the featured prelim. Connor Matthews versus Jose Delgado. Great finish. Great debut for Jose Delgado. Great fucking win. Knocking out Connor Matthews in the first round. Connor changed some takedowns early. It looked like Jose had something in his eye early in the fight because he's blinking it out the entire time for like the first minute. Connor changed some takedowns together. Didn't do anything with him. Shocker, he's shit. Jose then landed it. He threw a head kick and then missed it. Threw a spinning back fist, landed it. Landed with a forearm. I don't know how Connor didn't go down from that to start, but it didn't take that long for Jose to land the right hand. Connor kind of just like, I don't know if he threw a left hook or he kind of just like shoved. I don't know. He did something weird. Jose threw over his left shoulder and clobbered him with a right hand. Dropped him really bad. And then subsequent follow-up shots, landed some nasty elbows, and then flattened him and landed some left hooks to the face and knocked him out. Great debut for Jose Delgado. This guy's going to be a problem. I'm telling you right now. I can be wrong about a lot of shit. I usually am. This dude's going to be a fucking problem. All right, 5'11" for featherweight. Young as shit, 26. Trains at the MMA lab. Trains with fucking killers on the daily. Has good he has good IQ as well. Big as fuck. Breaks people, one punch KO power. I think this dude's going to be a fucking problem. I'm telling you now, this dude's going to be a bitch to deal with. And Connor Matthews, go back to the military. I don't know what to do with you. We move to Angela Hill versus Ketlin Souza. Close fight. Angela looked really good in the first round. Didn't beat the shit out of Ketlin Souza, but clearly outdid her in the first round. Landed a lot of good shots. Clinched her very well, took her down at one point, held her down for a long-ass time. Ketlin got up near the last 5 seconds or so. But Angela looked really good in the first round. Rounds 2 and 3, it kind of dipped off. I thought Ketlin won the second and third round. I thought the third round was the deciding round because Angela gets a takedown. I thought Ketlin Souza landed the better shots in rounds 2 and 3. Close fight, though. Split decision goes Angela Hill's way. She won the first round. I thought, dude, because the two judges that gave Angela Hill the fight gave the second round to her. And I thought the second round was more consensus than the third. I thought the third round was what, the argument was going to be. Because Ketlin Souza clearly landed the better shots in round 2, in my opinion. Maybe I have to rewatch it. Because I thought round 3 was the deciding round. Because Angela Hill does have a minute 30 of control time in the third. But I guess it was the second round to the judges. It was a close fight. Ketlin Souza will be ranked eventually. She's young. I think, right? She's young. 29 years old. She's scrappy as shit. She'll be ranked eventually. She'll probably have a Denise Gomes kind of career where she loses to... Denise Gomes isn't ranked, is she? No, she's not. Well, she'll probably have a Denise Gomes level career where she loses to Angela Hill and then goes on a bit of a winning streak. So I don't know. Good for fucking Angela Hill. We move to Rafael Esteban versus Jesus Aguilar. I'm telling you, dude, Rafael Esteban is the most beatable, undefeated guy in the UFC. This guy pisses me off so much. Rafael Esteban clearly out-grappled Jesus Aguilar in the first 2 rounds. Jesus did like nothing in the first 2 rounds besides attack guillotines, because he is shit at fighting. Round 3, what would he know? Rafael Esteban fucking gasses out and gets beat up for the entire round. Until he gets like a takedown off of Jesus Aguilar making a mistake by jumping on Rafael's back when he's landing big shots on the feet. What a fucking dumbass. I picked Rafael Esteban, by the way. I don't know why I'm upset. This guy pisses me off. He just fights like a prick. Oh, I'm gonna hold you on the ground and do nothing with it. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing, apparently. You fucking suck. I fucking hate Rafael Esteban. He fights like such a pussy, dude. I can't wait for them to give him a fucking flyweight with finishing potential and a gas tank. Oh, dude, I might fucking bust everywhere, dude. I can't wait for the day that they fucking feed this guy to like a fucking really solid flyweight that isn't short and shit like Jesus Aguilar is. Oh, dude, I'm gonna fucking lose it, bro. But Rafael, a good win, I guess. Jesus isn't shit. I'm just messing around. Jesus is like, what, 4-2 in the UFC now? His only other loss is Tatsuro Taira, to be fair. 3-2. You know, he beat Shannon Ross, joined the club. He beat Mateus Mendonça, joined the club. He beat Stuart Nickel. Maybe joined the club. We don't know about Stuart Nickel yet. We move to Gabriel Bonfim. Oh, fuck. Gabriel Bonfim versus Chaos Williams. Fuck. Chaos looked slow and loopy. He looked really not great, honestly, in this fight. Looked very sloppy in this fight. I don't really know, man. It was a weird performance. The first round, honestly, not a lot happened. Holy shit, like nothing happened. What the fuck? That's weird. Apparently, Chaos and him only landed 17 strikes total combined. But round 2, Gabriel was jabbing his face off, landing solid kicks as well. Yeah, he just looked a little better than Chaos. And then Chaos eventually makes a mistake in the second round, gets into a clinch position. Gabriel takes him down, ends up getting to a Darce position on him, ends up choking him unconscious. And Chaos, it was a bad visual, man. It hurt my soul seeing that. It hurt me so bad to see my boy like that. Good win for Gabriel. Like, who does that to Chaos Williams? It was honestly a very impressive performance by Gabriel Bonfim. Great win for Gabe. He's going to be a problem, man. Because who does that to Chaos Williams? Nobody does it to Chaos Williams. Nobody. Chaos, you just need to be more active, man. Also, work on your boxing. How are you a boxer, but your boxing is so fucking dog shit? It's not dog shit, but you know, my nephew kind of punches better than you, bud. We move to Vince Morales versus Elijah Smith. Great win for Elijah Smith. Had to fucking dig deep for this one, bud. Round 1, even on the striking, but Elijah Smith lands some really solid shots. A great jab as well. Got a takedown near the end of the round. Vince Morales kind of just like allows himself to get punched. Was this the round where they also kick and poke each other? I think it was. I think it was the first round because Vince landed a bad dick kick on Elijah Smith, and Elijah Smith poked both of fucking Vince Morales' eyes, dude. These guys are fouling the shit out of each other. But good win for Elijah Smith. Round 2, Vince kind of just like initiates a bunch of scrambling opportunities, gets a lot of submission attempts in there, almost finishes the fight like 3 times. Round 3, Elijah Smith fixed his cardio, man. Was able to push a pace in round 3. Uppercutted the shit out of Vince Morales. Hurt him bad. Gets a takedown. Grounds him for the rest of the fight. Vince just attacked subs, but Elijah won the third round. He won rounds 1 and 3. Great win for Elijah Smith, being able to push, improve his cardio. Vince Morales is kind of a weird guy to deal with at bantamweight because he is kind of big for the division, to be fair. How big is he for the division? 5'7". Elijah's bigger than him, though. Holy shit. 22 years old, though. Give the kid some props. He looked good. We move to Don'Tale Mayes versus Walter Walker. Walter got another heel hook at heavyweight. Also looked in shape. Walter Walker's going to become heavyweight champ eventually. I'm joking. But, dude, he looked really good in this fight. Got a takedown early, landed like some low leg kicks, got him down, went for a heel hook, and got it. Dontail is terrible at fighting. I don't know how they chose him out of everyone to be a ranked heavyweight. Like, out of everyone on the roster, you chose him? This guy. You chose Dontail Mays. This dude. This guy. What? So now Walter Walker's going to be ranked. What do you do? Walter Walker actually can become something, though. Great finishing instincts on the ground. Good shit. We move to the start of the entire card. Julia Avila versus Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Some people just shouldn't fight, man. Some people shouldn't fight, and that's okay. Alright? Some people just shouldn't be fighters. Julia Avila is that person. She looked really washed in this fight. Didn't look all that good. Jacqueline looked really good. That's all you need to really know. Jacqueline was boxing the shit out of her with her range. Hurt her, cut her open sometimes, beat her up pretty bad. Julia retired. Happy retirement. I literally forgot you existed, to be honest. Good win for Jacqueline Cavalcanti. This girl's actually going to be a problem at bantamweight, I feel. She's big for the division. You know, she'll probably get... Miesha Tate is still ranked. Honestly, Jacqueline might fight like a Carol Hosa next. Eileen Perez is number 7 in this division. Holy fuck. Man, bantamweight is so bad. Oh my... Dude, it's such a bad division. Holy fuck. It's like heavyweight. Good win for Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Didn't show the finishing instincts, you know, that I'd like to see improvement. Like, she hit harder in this fight, but Julia Avila was there to get hit. She moved in a linear formation and kind of just was there to get hit. What are you going to do? Vegas 102 was all right. Excuse me. Not a lot of finishes. What was there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 finishes out of 12 fights, so half of them were finishes. But the finishes were kind of, like, alright. Heel hook submission at heavyweight. Fucking Chaos got choked out, to be fair. Connor Matthews got knocked out bad. The doctor stoppage, Edmen flatline, and then Jared. So, it was alright. It was an alright card. It was a standard issued Apex event with a little bit better of a main event than most of them. But yeah, I'll try and get a video out for you guys this week. Of course, this weekend we have UFC Seattle, Cejudo versus Yadong. We're back in arenas, but the fight after that, we go back to the Apex. So, yeah. I feel bad for Gregor Rodriguez. He got finished brutally in this fight. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.